in my laptop. And then when he said, so I said, okay, I'll go back to my guest house, get things. So as far as information security and cyber security is concerned, we have the habit of scaring. You know? And unless we scare you, we think that look, we are not successful. And yes, there is a reason. But then that's what life is about. If somebody is to ask you how many types of viruses are there, how many types of pathogens are there, and how many of them are lurking, and how many are there in my fingernails, in my body, etc. And if you tell me the truth, I'll be scared. Isn't it? But then that is the reality. And therefore, just like the human systems, we have our defenses. And most important, we have our hygiene. We have our habits. Habits are ingrained. And we have our protocols. Today I took a round of AIIMS and I saw so many protocols which are posted everywhere. You have protocols, you have to take out your shoes somewhere, you have to wear the hair cap somewhere, you have to clean your hands somewhere you have to place your mask. And everywhere. So I don't have that much of time. Normally I take 2.5 hours, amble through the presentation, talk to the people, and then take responses, but I'll be very quick. So basically, I want to explain that look, cyber security and information security has a significance. And self-evaluation framework. What is that self-evaluation framework? Where does this organization stand? And what are the points of action? A as an administrator, B as an individual user, C as the IT guy, the techie guy who's supporting. I guess there would be the information security team, the cyber team, or whatever we have over here. Is somebody there? From, you are there. So he is the fall guy. We can blame all on him. So, I'm the right of it. Okay. So, first thing is information. So, I hope. So, basic thing is that here also we have developed a system of information security. And similarly, when we talk about information security in the digital space which we are concerned with, you also have a variety of systems. You have the perimeter security, you have the access management, you have environmental hazard protection, as you said, fire, you have physical access controls, you have logical access control, you have the user ID, you have the password, and other aspects of it. Now, but we are very much concerned with cyber security. Cyber term appears very fascinating. But, why cyber security, why is very important? It's because of this reason. If we see that if as per July 22, we have 5 billion people who were internet users, and 63% of the world population were internet users. Large percentage of that which was not users were Asia, South Asia, and Africa. And we had at an average 6 hours 49 minutes people were spending on internet, and 92% access was from mobile devices. Now things changed in just 6 months. We had more number of people who were using it. We have greater data given in this particular slide. We have a larger percent. So things are an upswing. Except for if I have a look at 6 hours 49 minutes to 6 hours 37 minutes. Just throwing statistics that the user hours of internet went down. Why could it be? Any idea? This is just to make you think so that you don't feel sleepy as I was sleeping, in the car. Maybe, yes. Okay, anything else? So, when I was talking about July 22, what was the phase at that time? COVID. Now, what is the phase at this time? No COVID. So, at that time, work from home was there, children were having education online, and a lot of our work and interactions were happening. So we can say that there is a very high, the conclusion we can draw is from the data is that very high percentage of usage of internet is taking place. And therefore, a lot of data is moving. And therefore, there is a global risk report in 2021. And which are the other 4 or 5 important threats to the world? Your guess will be very good, I guess. Global warming, yes, sir, absolutely. Anything else? Full marks. Anything else? Pandemic, yes, it happened. It can happen again. It was a global threat. दो हो गया और बताइए. terrorist has not been raised as a global threat. Nuclear warfare is there. तो ये पूरी दुनिया खत्म हो जाएगी. Food, extreme weather change because of which food scarcity happens. So these are some of the threats which can, affect humanity greatly, and their cyber threats are one of them. Why it is such a big threat? Now let's have a look at the context of government departments, PSU units, aims, etc. We imagine your old days, good old days. हमारा भी उसी के तरह था. तो मतलब वो सरकार में एक आदमी के पास एक फाइल होती थी इनकम टैक्स में, he was the center of all information. वो कितना डिमांड हुआ, कितना अपना कलेक्शन हुआ, सब इंफॉर्मेशन उसके पास होती थी. उस आदमी को मार भी दो तो भी फाइल वही रहती थी, right? And what this immediately in the apex body would get is essentially a compilation of information. So the entire organization was a living whole. Each part was thinking, self-thinking, and it had certain separate information. And same thing is with you. There were separate departments, different offices, and separate prescriptions. And what at the apex level directors are used to get was the aggregate of information. But now what happened? The Pentagon thought way long back that they are going to internet banate because there is nuclear threat, and because of the nuclear threat, what is going to happen is that information is going to get destroyed. So let's distribute the information, and they created internet. But what happened because of that? Instead of distributing the information, they have centralized the information. And not all that information that was with the various departments of income tax, with the various doctors, is centralized. And where is that centralized? Server. तो एक सर्वर होता है, आपके यहाँ तो एक ही सर्वर है. PDC है, BCP भी नहीं आपके यहाँ. So that you may like to take note of. That there is no BCP server over there, but all your transactions, the financial transactions are based on PDC. So this is one very important. And the malware attack on mobiles has increased substantially, almost 9 times of increase. So हम लोग का जो कहता है कि nothing is secure, that is a fact. But then we have to go on with it as vulnerability, impact, and threat. These are the three important things of risk management. So we have to see what is our vulnerability. हमारा अगर compromise हो गया, if you are vulnerable, compromise हो गया, so what is going to be the impact? क्या चलेगा? And then really are we in a threat radar? So ये कुछ चीजें हमें देखनी. So the fact of the matter is that the question is very well answered. Are government organizations free from cyber threats or adequately protected? Is there anybody who says yes? No. So if I'm asking yes, you say no. Okay. So everybody agrees we are not safe. And that's a foregone conclusion. So India is one of the most targeted countries of cyber attacks. And who are we giving company to? Firstly, India and China. So the more important geopolitically you are, the more important rising economy you are, the more important unfriended you are in the geopolitical economy, the more is the chances of you being attacked, right? And attacks have in the last 4 or 5 years substantially increased in India. Why it has increased? Any guesses? The reason is very simple. Pandemic changed the way Indians are working. आप देखिए, pandemic has become a watershed in all our lives, and it will be a watershed. उससे पहले तो मतलब who thought about Zoom? Nobody heard about Zoom, you know. And during pandemic, so everything went suddenly online. And because of our digital capability and because of the huge demand, therefore our digital growth was substantial. Unlike other Western countries where gradually the digital growth has already been taking place. The entire admin account was taken over by the ransomware attacker, right? And its passwords was changed and everybody was locked out, right? So now supposing there is somehow root admin, the master admin, like somebody may be having the entire system's admin, and I was able to get access to his user ID and password. Then I have the access to change that user ID and password, right? And if I have the access to the main person's user ID and password, I have changed it, I have logged him out, then I can also change everybody's password. And therefore, unless somebody is able to secure that strong password, which is my new admin password, and I have changed everybody's password. Everybody is locked out. You got the point? So this is one of the mechanisms through which the ransomware attack happens. Right? So a lot of right? So this is the news item. I'm not doing it, it's a small video. But just to get an idea. Now what is the hacker put on dark web? The hacker puts on dark web a small sample of data. And this sample of the data, this is the data, it is saying that I have this data. And this data I am putting 2 GB, 3 GB of data, which is containing the personal record of the individual. And this was verified. And it was found that yes, this data is genuine. It has the Aadhaar data, it has the other data of the individual. So either you just have a few days of data, or if you believe the hacker, he has access to all the 81 crore. So a lot of the threat actor named Tarika and is all taking things, so let's forget about it. But the point is that medical community was under threat in 2000. Why was that? Can you think of some reason? Why the medical establishment? Any guesses? Absolutely, there lots of data was on because of that, but more because of that India was in focus. That we were publicly telling the world that we have done this, we have done that, and there was something bad is happening over there. For example, your own data, which is the accounting data, which is in the local area network, which is not in public domain. Or, for example, your data which is pertaining to the CDAC module. This is not in public domain. And somebody by crawling and coming through Google, he cannot access that. So there is on the dark web. So we devise things. So we have the surface web, where what you can see, you have things like YouTube, you have the Google, you have the Facebook, and then you have the deeper web. Now in deeper web, we have the government resources. So what do you mean by deeper web? Government resources, some may be in public domain. You can crawl, you can access. And some will not be in public domain. So like your own CDAC resources or your own personal resources of accounting package or the tally, which is not in the public domain. So this we call the deep web. But then there is a dark web which is further deeper. This was also invented by US Navy. And they wanted to, keep on exchanging the data. Where like in a normal web, the data transfers directly from one point to one point. Here it does not transfer from one point to one point to avoid like a spy who wants to go from New Delhi to Calcutta. He will take a flight from New Delhi to Chandigarh, then he will go to maybe Jaipur and then maybe to Bhilai and then to that. So the data here also moves through a circuitous route, not directly it moves. And there is a router which basically routes the data, which is called the onion router. So it is called TOR, right? Full form is onion router. Why it is called so? Because several layers. तो आप उसको follow करने की कोशिश भी करिएगा तो you will end up moving somewhere and this is dark web. And on dark web, because it cannot be easily traced, so if you one downloads the onion router and one can go on the dark web and one can display like that Tanaka fellow who said, look, I have this data, which can make use of some weaknesses in the systems and enter your systems and they can then cause whatever intended purpose they have to cause some damage. So these are bugs. So every program may have a bug. That is a weakness which can be exploited by the ransomware attack or the threat and it can enter. And therefore we have something called patches. This is also a term you will hear. अच्छा भाई इसका patch download किया थे, right? तो ये patch क्या होता है? तो जैसे कपड़ा फट जाता है तो उस पर चिट्ठी चिपका देते हैं, so we call it a patch. So there is a software which we have designed. Now I cannot change the entire software. So what do? There is a loophole. So I create a patch which is a software which will profit that. As an organization, develop certain practices, develop certain protocols. Every department of yours I listed has a protocol. Karna kya hai, right? There is a very good ad, old ad I remember, which says that there is a rocket and that guy says this rocket goes to moon and this, and the other guy who's a Gujarati says kitna deti hai, right? So he's talking plain. अच्छा भैया बताओ practice में what is the mileage? So you will ask also, कि sir करना क्या है? Right? All you are talking about these terms and things. करना क्या है? करना ये है कि protocol बनाना है. Right? Protocol will be at various levels. Right? You have a protocol for physical security, isn't it? There is a guard, and then you may be having somebody, some area may be having access control. You have told the guard, recognize this by person by face, right? He does not have a smart card. So what he does biometric identification, recognizes the face of the person. He's a doctor, she's a doctor. उनको allow करता है, and others को नहीं allow करता है. This guy looks an attendant, इसको नहीं allow करता है. This is a patient, इसको allow करता है. So you have an access control. But the issue is that छोटी-छोटी चीजों को लेके आप लोग को प्रोटोकॉल डेवलप करते हैं. For example, आपके लेवल पर. Now, how do these threads flow? Does somebody come and implant a thread in your laptop or your desktop? No. Then how does thread come to your laptop and desktop? Through internet. So, why did it come through internet, or how did it come through internet? We browse some sites. You know the answer. Now, which are the sites? Untrusted sites, right? So the first thing is that you have to issue a protocol to all your users that who are using the enterprise endpoint device. बड़ा हाई-फाई टर्म लगता है. सीधी सी बात है कि डिपार्टमेंट का जो डेस्कटॉप और लैपटॉप यूज करते हो, जो कि आपके बाकी जगहों से भी कनेक्ट करता है, उसमें प्लीज डू नॉट browse untrusted devices. And if you are found by the admin, then consequences will be there. So at least you will have an element of threat. दूसरी चीज है USBs, right? USBs keep on traveling. They are like a dirty hand, right? We keep on touching. Now supposing that guy, जिसका कोई पुलिस वेरिफिकेशन नहीं हुआ है, who does not have a certainty of job, who he is money trapped, right? Or he has some motive. आपने उसे डांट दिया है, तू आया नहीं, 5 दिन नहीं था, तेरे को मैं नौकरी से निकाल दूंगा, या आपने उसे नौकरी से निकाल दिया है, and he has the password. Then what? He has sold the password. He wants to damage you. That is insider. Where is your exit management? So again, an element of information security is exit management. Somebody is exiting. So somebody centralized should know what were his access cards, what were his access rights. Have they been revoked? उसको जो कार्ड मिला था वो निकला कि नहीं निकला? Right? You है तो factors is there. I just talk in this slide. Cyber criminals, cyber terrorists, insider agents, state agent, script kiddies. Who are script kiddies? You know, who want to beat their chest. Oh, I have names right. So these are script kiddies, right? And what are the threat vectors? Phishing. I normally like to talk about all these modes of attacks. What is the motive of attack? Financial gain, competition, rivalry, political recognition, insider reputation, cross-border action, sabotage, teenage death, करके दिखाओ teenage death. And then attack indicators, sluggish performance systems, traffic pattern changing, user behavior changing, odd hour activities. Odd hours में why there is so much of activities at 12 o'clock in the night. So these can be some indications, right? I will not be talking about these interesting topics. You can call somebody. Maybe once in a month or once in a 2 months, you should organize some talks for different level people. Some for your own students, some for your young professors, some for your techie people. And if you detect, there are certain types of threats, you have your own internal community. IT cell can be created from the government department, the fullest mode of attack. And then what will happen? One day you get a mail from sir when he is not in that. I've been stuck, I want Amazon gift cards. So you are aware of this social engineering. So somebody asks, Amazon gift card दे दो, मेरा तो सब कुछ डूब गया है, कुछ देर हो gift card तो मैं कुछ खरीद लूँगा Amazon से. So variety of social engineering happens. Now what happened in this social engineering was, why these guys were, because there was a lady, she downloaded a helpline number से अपने बैंक का number download किया, and she spoke, fellow said, okay, you download this app. Downloaded the app and उसमें user ID डाला, अपना password डाला, then there was an OTP demand and she put an OTP. And then soon she realized that instead of my problem being solved was 9 lakh rupees have been fished, taken away, and then 50,000 has been taken away. She lost the complaint. And then it was discovered that these were cyber attackers who were operating from Moon, another hotbed of phishing. And what they had done, they have become so smart that they had enlisted themselves as official app of a bank. Imagine. On a good platform. And therefore, what option did I have but not to believe? Now, supposing somebody makes a call from and says that, look, sir, I'm from SBI, and he talks, I know this is your account number, this is your Aadhaar, this is your PAN, and sir, we need certain information. Then I am compelled to believe that he is genuinely that person. So, social engineering is all about inventing a story and making you believe that that person is a genuine person, he is not a fish. And in this particular area, sir, you must have at least once in a fortnight एक आप लोग को अवेयरनेस करवाना चाहिए किसी से या अपना एक्सपीरियंस लीजिए. This is I called first get some advice and some primary news elements. Identify the salient elements of policy applicability. But then you have to first see what policy it is. You have some policy which is there from IT, some policy which is there from certain, some policy which has been given by ministry. So see what are those policies. Download them. One or two of you guys who have some idea of this, you can see what can be translated at various levels. DUs को क्या करना है, access control के लिए करना है, environmental hazard के लिए क्या करना है, fire audits हमें करनी चाहिए. लोग अपने रूम में जो एसी लगाते हैं उसका प्लग कीपने के लिए है, दूसरे कारण स्पार्किंग होती है, फायर होता है, जो हेवी इक्विपमेंट्स हम यूज कर रहे हैं. सो एवरी एरिया यू कैन हैव a small policy protocol as well as awareness and compliance and
regular assistant in the office that I'm using in the AIMS campus. I'm using the AIMS Wi-Fi. On that day, it isn't secure set because most of the sites are being blocked here.
Right.
But if I'm using it in my home system where I'm using many sites also, is it safe to use in
so
that way?
usually, you know, when you use NIC from a device, they will give you a VPN, right? So they will give you a VPN password. So VPN जब आपको देते हैं VPN पासवर्ड तो आप पब्लिक नेटवर्क के थ्रू नहीं जाते. VPN क्या होता है? वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क. वो क्या करता है कि एन्क्रिप्शन के थ्रू, जैसे आपने एक पब्लिक नेटवर्क, मान लीजिए इमेजिन करिए कि एक सड़क है, अब सड़क पे आप चल रहे हैं तो पब्लिक है, वहां पर आप जा रहे हैं, आपको सब कोई देख रहा है. उसने सड़क पे टनल क्रिएट किया और उस टनल के एंड पॉइंट पर वही एक्सेस कर सकता है जिसको पासवर्ड. So when you are passing through that, so if you are accessing NIC network through VPN, you are safe because you can't do anything about it. And if you are not accessing through VPN, then it is NIC's fault. You can't do anything about it. So why bother? So thank you all of you, and